Alright, gamers, welcome back. World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore Ironman Adventures, episode 218, episode 68 on our Dwarven Paladin here. Let me make sure that's what, 68. That's what we're on. Let's jump back in. It's been a couple days since I played WoW. I've just been busy with some other in real life things. I had a date 2 nights ago, and then last night I was just hanging out with a buddy of mine that I haven't hung out with in a while, so haven't really been able to play WoW, but I will say on my date, and I went and saw Obsession. If you haven't seen that movie, highly, highly recommend. Scared the hell out of us. At one point, I had to lean over and be like, hey, look, sorry for the movie recommendation. This shit was it was a vibe, I'll tell you that. It was an interesting vibe. I don't know if it was a good vibe, but it was an interesting vibe. Anyways, I think I'm going to run up real quick, run up to Thousand Needles, talk to Pazik. We'll check for Iron Eye. I have not checked for Iron Eye in a while, but we are close to halfway to level 39, which means one more level, and then we get our mount. Very exciting. Last time we left off, I think we were in Stranglethorn. I think we said we were going to start Dustwallow, though. Although we do have some low-level quests in Stranglethorn to do still. Mainly the Blood Scalp Ears and the Singing Crystal Shards. Panther Mastery is also level 35. I could do that one as well. But I think since I'm over here anyways, we'll just go ahead and start Dustwallow. We can do the Hoof Prince. We can do the Black Shield quest. We can talk to Pavel. We can talk to Dirtfeet. Hendelson, or Hendel, I guess, Private Hendel, Stinky Ignatz, Swamp Eye Jarl, and the Loose Dirt, and Morgan Stern. We'll take all those on. I don't know if we're going to do them all right now. I think maybe even Lieutenant Pavel Wreath, we'll hold off on that one. But at least for now, we'll come back for it. I'm just trying to take on like the lowest level quests right now, and then we'll work our way up, like we said. Now, what about Decilis? 38, 36, 39. This one's tough. This one I had to do at a much higher level on my Horde. I remember that one. 39, 39. Again, I don't know how to get this quest to actually show up. I would like that iron, I think. There is a 35 back in Decilis. Regions for the Reclaimers. We just need to get some Scorpashi, Venom, and Aged Kodo hides. And then it changed into a 40 quest, so I don't know. Decilis is looking okay. We could ignore it for now if we really wanted to. It sucks that a lot of Arathi Highlands is like elite quests. Yeah, I think we're on the right path. I think we have to do Dustwallow and then just keep bouncing around between Dustwallow, Decilis, Orc Hunter, Dustwallow, Decilis, Stranglethorn Vale, and South Shore, as well as I can also sprinkle in some of the Swamp of Sorrows. And I guess some of Arathi. There is some quests in Arathi to do. Like the chain on Quay. Lolo the Lookout, we can start that. I want to do this at 40 though, so that way if Prince Najak is up, we can confidently take him down. Although I feel confident that we could fight him right now. But a lot of these are elites. I guess Worth Its Weight in Gold is a quest chain that I could do, but then that turns into elite as well. I don't know. This 40 bracket's kind of interesting for the Alliance. It felt like on the Horde, things kind of started to dry up a little bit around like the early 30s, and for the Alliance, it feels like it's kind of starting to dry up around the late or early 30s for the Horde. The Alliance, it feels like it starts to dry up a little bit in the late 30s, closing in on 40s. But, I mean, I still have a healthy amount to do. In absolute worst case scenario, we just grind mobs, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal. I prefer not to. I'd prefer to quest, but we do have basically the entire level here rested experience. Yeah, I think if Iron Eye was up, someone has probably taken him down. Looks like there's players over here. Although Iron Eye is not like an easy feat. We have figured out like what classes could probably comfortably take him on. Hunters being one, Warlocks being another. Obviously Paladins, we can handle it. And mostly tank classes want him. I don't know if Warriors could handle him, honestly. Maybe with full cooldowns and knowing what you're doing, or even like range kiting with a Warrior, you could. That's one thing that I'm excited to play our Warrior and learn, is just how well like hamstring throw kiting works. Because as a rogue, obviously we had gouge, right? We would just gouge them, make a lot of distance, throw 3-4 times, gouge again, run. Once the combo points are full, kidney, do some damage inside the kidney, and then rinse and repeat, right? And essentially, if gouge ever missed, you had evasion to buy yourself some time. You had sprint to get away, vanish if things go really like south. Rogues were just incredible, but Paladins, we have the infinite sustain, right? But Warriors, you don't have any sustain. You only have a slow. You don't have gouge, so I don't know. But there's definitely a world where you can do it. What the hell is that thing doing down here? It's cutting through the canyon? I did not know it did that. I've definitely seen Warriors take on some like elite rares and stuff. Like we saw that Warrior in Lakeshire take on the rare Orc in the back near Private Keyshawn. And there was like 4 or 5 mobs there. I was scared to take that fight on, and he just like charged in and did it. But he used all of his cooldowns. He used Retaliate. I think that's the big secret with Warriors, is like you really want to play chill until you get Retaliate. And even when you get Retaliate, it's like you gotta do a lot within this window or you could die. You also definitely need health potions. Engineering would be really good on Warrior for target dummies, but we're definitely going to be going blacksmithing on our Warrior. I want to play a I think I'll play like a swordsmith. No, I'll probably play an axesmith on my Warrior, because I'm making a Orc Warrior, and Orcs have bonus weapon handling or weapon skill on with axes, so I'll probably play an axe weapon master. All right, no Iron Eye, unfortunately. This farm will be a lot more lucrative once I hit 40. But we did get a little bit of iron out of it. That's not bad. Iron becomes steel. Steel can be made into a lot of things that we need to make. The gold scale coif, I'm not going to make it. I could make it as far as like, you know, it's a decent little chunk of change, but you have to use a lot of gold bars. I don't really like that. I guess if I was going to make anything with excess materials right now, it would probably be the leggings. But let's talk to Pozic real quick. Bale, did you manage to track down the fuel regulator?
I was hoping that it would be already assembled, but this does present the unique opportunity to improve on the design from the ground up. Thanks, Adventurer. I'll be able to sketch up some improved schematics, build the thing, and have it installed real soon. I'm going to be busy with working on integrating this new fuel regulator to our racer designs, but if you'd like to help out the team some more, talk to Razoric. He's our pilot, well, our 18th pilot to be exact, and he likes to add his own little modifications to the racers. He's a little off his rocker, though, so try not to act too surprised.
Right. Razoric?
You're the person that's been helping Potzik out, right? I was like you once, running around the pit area, helping with whatever work the mechanics would let me do. Now look at me, the Goblin Racing Team's pilot extraordinaire.
Brother, that is not a good thing. That's a bad thing.
Podzik's a great mechanic, I know that, but he's afraid to just load on the firepower and grab on for the ride. Not me, though. After Podzik finishes with a racer, I take a little time to put my own modifications on. You know, loosening up the controls, removing parts of the frame, and adding more juice. I ordered a Sephorium booster from Shreve at the Gizmorium in Gadgetson, but apparently the Zeppelin it was being sent on crashed in Dustwallow Marsh. I gotta have it, adventurer.
Right, well, that's perfect. That's where we're going to next, so. Yo, sell all that junk. Alright, I'm going to pause the video while we fly to Theramore. I'll resume when we get to Theramore, and we'll take all of these quests and kind of venture out and start working on Dustwallow Marsh. So, I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Alright, gamers, we just got to Theramore. Let's go talk to Morgan Stern. We'll take on Mudrock Soup and Bugs. This is where the Sephorium booster is. We know that. We'll have to run down. When we get this, we'll run down and see if we can find Nat Piggle. I think I have to be level 40 in order to take that quest, but maybe not. I mean, I was able to take on Triage for first aid, so I'm not quite sure. Let's bring out Henry the Hare.
I'm working on a dish I call Mudrock Soup and Bugs. I still need the major ingredients and, well, I don't think I'd last long trudging through Dustwallow Marsh. So, adventurer, can you do some hunting for me? First, I need the tongues of Mudrock turtles. You can find mudrocks along the coast, mostly around the bay. But I don't want just any tongues. I hear that the tongues of some mudrocks are forked. They say the forked tongues have a distinct flavor, and I want that flavor in my dish.
This guy's a freak. Hang on, let's poke around the inn real quick. I think we already have. I don't think there was any books here that we needed to read. None in here. Ingo Woollybush from the Explorers League. Just the Pierce family. Okay, yeah, there's none. We do need to kind of start chipping away at some of the books in our to-read list. It looks like the most... Oh, shit. The area that we have the most books to read is in Gadgetzan. There's 4 in Gadgetzan. I think... Oh my god, why do I keep doing that? I think it was 2. I think majority of the books in the Ironforge library we actually already have read at this point. As we work our way up the coast, let's see if we can kill a couple of these spike shells. Let's go ahead and throw a sharpening stone on. We'll stop and eat a deviled clam. Buffs look good. We still have 10 minutes of power word fortitude. They just have a growl, so for now I'm going to try and take on 2 of them. See how we fare. I'm using double seal of light here just to see. I mean, I am able to juggle Seal of Light on multiple. Alright, we'll let the AoE work on this guy. We'll start wailing on you. Quick Holy Light. I think it's better to just pull one of them, honestly. Oh, that's my Discord. Hang on 1 second. Sorry about that. Let me close out of Discord so that doesn't happen again. Alright, well, we got some turtle meat. That is pretty solid, but... Whoops. Let's just pull one like we said. Work our way up the coast. This might take a bit, this quest. They only have a 25% drop chance, which kind of sucks, but... Gonna be killing a lot of these tortoises. They get pretty good experience, though. 430 plus the 215 rested. What is that? Oh. The other one wanted to join in. That's 6... Call it 650. It's pretty good. You figure 4 tortoises is basically a quest, right? I think at level 40 we might respec. I think I might pull these 8 points out of ret and put them into protection. And that way we can get down to Reckoning, one-handed weapon specialization, and Holy Shield faster. I think I did the math, and if I pull the 8 points out of ret, I think we'll get to Holy Shield at like 53, I think? Because I definitely want to keep Consecrate. I can't not have these points in Consecrate. It makes this class like actually playable pulling AoE mobs, but alright, we got one of the tongues. We're gonna get a lot of these speckled shell fragments, which is really nice. They sell for a good bit. The scaly tails, eh. But yeah, it will suck not having the bonus attack power from Seal of Crusader here. And Judgments and Seals are going to cost a little more mana, but I do at this point have Seal of Wisdom, so we have, you know, a great way to get our mana back. And even if I pull points out of here, as long as we're getting Reckoning and one-handed sword spec, I'll be having more damage, right? There's our second one. We're just going to work our way all the way down to Swamp Eye Jarl and the Loose Dirt, and then we'll pop in. It'll be about right when we see this landmass over here off the coast. And then we can kind of start working our way in. We'll talk to Jarl, we'll see what the Loose Dirt's all about, and then continue to work our way up until we get to where Stinky Ignatz is, go talk to Hendelson, run over, start working on the inn. Let's take 2 on again. Go Seal of Mana, or Wisdom, excuse me. Basically Seal of Mana. Just kind of letting the mana regen work and our Seal of Wisdom get to about 80%. And then we'll do that. Front load it, of course. Do a Holy Light. Go to another... I should have done Seal of Light because I'm about to switch targets, but that's okay. Alright, 3 out of 8, not bad. Yeah, even with Benediction, or is it called Benediction? Yeah, even with Benediction, I mean, 115 mana for Seal of Wisdom. Oosh, it's kind of a lot of mana. It does make itself back within 2 autos that proc, but you know, it is quite a bit of mana. So I can only imagine without Benediction it's going to be... I mean, 15% is not much on 100. What is that, an extra 15 mana? So it's not like that much of a difference. Whoa, there's a coastal shark. Need to be careful in these waters. That thing would be scary. It has Thrash, which I'm assuming is a bleed. That thing is nasty looking. Oof. Alright, mana's full. Let's spend some of it. Damn, 1054 crit heal. That'd be 50% of my health bar. Holy. Holy Light is such a strong ability, man. It does use a ton of mana, but... if Holy Light crits, like, holy... I see why Paladins are kind of like the best tank healers in the game. And that's definitely when I played Holy Paladin Wrath of the Lich King. That was like my job, was being the tank healer, and I loved that. I didn't really like raid healing like druids or shamans or anything like that, but tank healing is so nice because in Wrath, Paladins got, at least Holy Paladins got an ability called Beacon of Light where you could put the Beacon of Light on another target, and that target got like 50% or a fraction of your healing to them, so you could throw it on the off tank and just spam heal the main tank. 2 crits. Oof. I see that chest over there, but it's surrounded by a bunch of murlocs, and there's an elite shark in the water. I don't really know if I want to fuck with that. Plus, these murlocs are a pretty decent level. They're casters, they heal, and they're humanoids, so they're going to run near death, right? So I think I kind of hold off on this for now, because if even one runs over to another mob and I have to run into the water and try and reset or something, and then the elite shark jumps on me, I don't really know, boys. Like, I don't know if I want that. Alright, it's at about this point we'll start making our way inland, if I can. I guess I'm going to have to do it back here because the mountain range, but keep swinging. I feel like I kind of have to consecrate even if I'm fighting one mob, but just the damage is actually kind of nice. So 120 damage over 8 seconds. It's not a ton, but you combine that with my auto hits, my Seal of Retribution. Uh-oh. Alright, so there are some stealthed spiders around here, but these spiders are nice. They give me some pretty nice white spider meat that I can cook. Now, of course, we're holding off on anything that we can cook until I get that quest done with Dirge Quick Leave. We have a bunch of meat in the bank ready to cook as soon as we become an artisan chef. But yeah, even this turtle meat, I'll probably hold off on cooking this. We'll just try and use what we have to hold us over until I can get this quest done. I need the giant eggs and the zesty clam meat. The giant eggs, I think, drop from Tenaris. And then the zesty clam meat can drop from any of the higher level, like, clam shells. And I think these murlocs might actually drop them. They might be what I need, but I might have to do some research on that. All right, we've got crocs, we've got raptors. Go ahead and rebuff. Swamplight Manor. Jarl.
I like cooking. Good swamp cooking. Fried green frog legs and the like. And for cooking, I need spice. Soothing spice. Then I'll make a stew and stew it up and suck it down and give you some too. Do you like stew?
Frog leg stew. We need to get him 3 soothing spices. We can get that back at Theramore. Also have the loose dirt here. Sifting through the loose dirt, the severed hand of an orc is found, and clutched in the hand is a bone-carved tube. And in the tube is a dirt-stained parchment. The parchment is written in Orcish, and it looks important. Bring the spy report to Theramore, Lieutenant. Right. It is in Orcish. I believe I was able to read that on my undead, but maybe not. I definitely did these quests on my undead, though. Let's go talk to Stinky. We just have to help him escape. I don't think that's too bad. Just keep pulling this guy back this way. Dart. We killed Dart on our rogue, I remember, but he is a very fast moving elite. Screechers look like they're gonna call for help when they get low, so I need to be careful and try and pull them away. Let's add Dart to the target macro. Defart. Yeah, you want to hit this guy? Yep. They shouldn't run near death, which is good. Doesn't really look like they have anything except for that scream. The raptor flesh is something that we'll keep. Alright, quick rebuff. Eat a new stamina food. I can't remember if this is tricky or not. I don't think it is. I don't think there's like a bunch of raptors that spawn at the end or anything like that. I think it's just gotta get them through this raptor field, right? So speaking of, I think I'm just gonna pull a few of these. Pull them back towards this tree. Switch to Seal of Wisdom. It's at about 50% health is when they start calling for help. Not going to Seal of Light just yet. Just going to continue to use the Seal of Wisdom. We'll front load the mana here soon. Just gonna go with another Seal of Wisdom. At this point, he's basically dead. It's crazy that I feel so much slower without Seal of Crusader on. And our weapon is already like at a 1.8 attack speed, very fast. Stinky.
Great. Finally something
Ooh.
that doesn't want to eat me. I need help handling the critters around here. And you fit the mold, buddy. The cook Morgan Stern is researching a new recipe.
Oh,
and
we
he
know
sent
Morgan.
me out here to gather bog bean leaves. I guess he thinks they're tasty. Anyway, while looking for a bog bean plant, I got myself surrounded. Can you help me out of here and watch my back as I look for the bog bean?
Looking for the bog bean. Alright, remember, rule number 1 of escort quests. If it's looking dicey, we can just leave them. Looks like the bog beans are out here. I'm gonna get ahead of them a little bit. Escort quests always make me a little nervous because I don't know them as well as a lot of the other quests. And a lot of escort quests in Classic can bait you and you think you're safe, and then all of a sudden, like right at the end, here's like 4 mobs that jump the escort target and you have to protect them. The escort target is like extremely flimsy, and it's very easy for them to die, so you try and take the aggro yourself, but then you can't get the NPC to take aggro back and juggle with you, so you just got 4 mobs on you. 2 of them are casters, 1 of them's kicking you. It can just get dicey really quickly. Now let's get started looking for that herb. So it's around here somewhere. Nope, not here. Probably gonna have to take on that croc. I might as well pull him now. Yeah, you do your thing. Attaboy. Surely it's gonna be here. It's never more than 3 spots, right? There must be one around here somewhere. Go ahead and go, aha. Ah, there's one. Come, Bill. Let's go over there and collect it. Alright, we're gonna have to pull this guy, I think. Actually, let's see. He's moving away just in time. Okay, now let's get out of here. That was it. That thing is not going to be tasty. Oh. Be a good tank and turn him around so Stinky has his back. That way he can't block or miss or anything like that. Big stun from Stinky, bro. Big stun. I got one too, bro. Look at this. Well done. Dripping Spider Mandible. Let's order these in terms of their value. God, we are pretty broke right now. We did spend basically all of our money last time we played on training, an extra bag space, and a bag for that bag, or extra bank space and a bag for that bank space. I can make it from here. Thanks, Bill. And talk to my employer about a reward. Right. Now let's go talk to Hendel. Private Hendel. Got 4 quests to turn in. Each giving chains, and we can get that soothing spice. Hendel doesn't seem to be in this tower, but in this camp over here, okay. We're finally kind of shoring up this quest, the missing diplomat.
Hello, citizen. This is a dangerous place to be wandering about. I wouldn't hang around too long if you value your life. If you keep your questions short, I'll see if I can help you. Just keep your eyes open for any of those filthy ogres. Rumor has it there's a horde base somewhere in the swamps. The infiltrators are doing what they can to find it, but the process has been slow going, and we've had little progress. What? You come here accusing me of allying with the Defias and think I'll just stand here while you insult me? Something tells me you've had this coming for a long time.
All right, buddy. Oh, we get to fight his goons, too. I should have known that I'd be fighting them as well. Looks like they only have a Ren, so I'm going to switch to Concentration Aura, excuse me. Go back into Red. Pop a Consecrate. Go Seal of Wisdom. Alright, that's enough goons. Archmage Turvish? Why don't we deal with you now, Hendel? Lady Proudmoore will speak to you back at the tower. Please, please, Miss Proudmoore, I didn't mean to... And then he's just warped out of here.
Well met, adventurer. We must be brief because there is much to do.
I apologize for taking so long to get here. I wanted Lady Proudmoore to be present also. We can only stay a few moments before returning to the tower. If you wish to speak to us more, you may find us there.
I assure you we're all quite upset about current events, but allow us to take him back to Theramore for some questioning, and we'll see about finding the king. I'm sure my Lady Proudmoore would like to thank you for your help. Speak to her when you have a moment.
Of course.
Let me be first to thank you for all you've done, adventurer. You have been an incredible blessing to my people and the people of Stormwind. I'm sorry I couldn't make your acquaintance under better circumstances. Understand also that I cannot overtly thank you for your efforts, but I assure you again, it is appreciated. When you visit Theramore in the future, seek me out, and I shall try to keep you apprised of the situation. Thank you again, adventurer.
Lady Jaina's such a proper lady, bro. Even the way she talks is just very...
Well met, adventurer. We must be brief because there is much to do.
She's such a refined lady. All right, I think we're switching out our Ring of the Forlorn Spirits for Jaina's Signet Ring. This thing is insane. 3 strength, 7 stamina. Versus 2 stamina, 7 spirit. The spirit's nice, but I'd rather have the raw stats. That's a really, really, really good ring. We're almost at 2k health, unbuffed. I do have a well-fed buff going on right now, so we're probably at like 1880 or something like that. But all right, before we go over to Dirt Feet and the Burnt Down Inn, let's try and get the last of these forked tongues. I only need 3 more. It says there's a bunch here down the coast, so see if we can get those real quick. Dustwallow Bay, down by the bay. Alright, we got some larger turtles down here. These guys have a bite. There's also threshers in the water, so I should probably just keep it 2, pulling 1 at a time. And, actually, now that I think about it, these Muckshell Snapclaws, these are the mobs that I think I farmed on my Undead Rogue to get the Zesty Clam meat. Alright, there's one more. I just want to be careful because I did see that shark, and there are these like level 41 threshers that I kind of want to be careful with. I'm gonna try and get down to the shore over here without pulling that thresher. I'm hoping that there's more turtles or tortoises along this like strip here and not actually out in the water. The burrowers are level 39-40 average. Actually fighting mobs higher level than us. It's something we haven't done in a very long time. I don't want to pull more than one, I think. We just need two more, not too bad. Hopefully it's literally these two that'll drop it. That'd be perfect. Well, it's not looking like it. Alright, we have a couple more chances down here. I think we'll pop one more food buff. We've only got about 15 minutes left anyways. I'm gonna try and stick to a solid hour today. Got some other stuff going on around 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then I've got another date with the girl that I've been talking to around 9, so I won't be able to play later tonight. If I do, it'll be like much, much later, because tomorrow is Sunday, so I don't really have anything going on Sunday. But then Monday, I've got to go help my sister move, Monday and Tuesday. So I probably won't do any recording Monday or Tuesday. If I do any recording Monday, it'll be late Monday night, but even then I'm going to be pretty worn out, honestly, and then I got to continue to move Tuesday, so. And then I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I'm off Sunday. Playing this one a little sloppy. I didn't realize I used Wisdom of Judgment on the target. Alright, one more, not bad. This has got to be our guy right here. Yeah, these burrowers are giving me, what, 750 experience each? 750 times 2 is 1500, times 4 is 3000. 4 of these guys is worth a 3000 experience quest. That's insane. It's a lot of experience. Rested really gives you so much, like, bonus. Like, it's insane. Alright, yes, nice. That's our final one. Full stack of 5 speckled shell fragments. That's crazy. I think we pop over and talk to Mud Crush Dirt Feet first, and we'll go take these quests on. Might even try and get that Seaphorium booster if we're over here. I don't know if I can cut out this way. I think it might be too steep. Yeah, it's too steep for these little old dwarven legs. Hopefully I don't have to go all the way around, but I got a feeling that I might have to. Well, actually, this might be the one place that I can cut through. Come on, let me cut through here, please. It really doesn't want me to cut through, bro. Oh, that's brutal. I think these mountains are designed to not let me cut through. I think I have to go all the way around and then follow the road, which sucks. I mean, I can get... Well, maybe not. See, I can get out the way I came in, but maybe not. Okay, we can. I'm honestly just going to hodge this guy and keep running. Let's get back on the road. Drogoth the Roamer. Could drop the Knight set or the Renegade set. Sentinel is not what we're looking for. We've already got Renegade Shoulders. And pretty damn good rolled Renegade Shoulders too. Bear, Boar, and... Yeah, I think Bear and Boar are the best lines that we're looking for. Whale is okay too, but... I think in order it goes Bear, Boar, Whale. I think Boar is... I guess I don't have Boar. I think Boar is Strength and Spirit. And then Whale is Stamina and Spirit. Algron. So I think the Horde encampment's actually like right over here, so let's be careful. Keep our eyes peeled for any kind of Horde NPCs or anything like that. Brackenwall Village, yep. We can hold 5 more quests, so this plus these 3, that'll be 4. Talk to Dirt Feet, see what he has us doing. 12 Mirefin heads. Mud Big Ogre, me hungry. Go bash fishy, bring Mud food. You feed Mud or Mud eat you. So neither of these are anything that we want, but we will take the boots just for the money. These guys are, yeah, the Murlocs over here. I'll probably just hold off on that for now. Maybe we'll do that next time we play. Let's go take these quests. We'll get the Seaphorium booster. I'll see if Nat Pagel is up, and then maybe we'll Hearth from there. I think at that point we'll be about at our time limit. I'll Hearth, and then we'll fly back to Theramore, turn these quests in, and get ready to wrap it up. Probably rest at the Theramore Inn. But I think these quests here, bring the shield, report about the suspicious prince, and then bring Wreath's badge to Theramore. So yeah, all these are just going to have me like go back to Theramore, I think. And then we can get the booster. We need to be on the lookout for Brimgore too. Brimgore is not an elite that I can handle on my Paladin, I think. On my Rogue, I took him on because I'm very confident on my Rogue. Gouge Kiting I'm very confident with our abilities. But any other class, an elite like Brimgore, or even the dragon that we saw in the in the Alterac Mountains. What was his name? Narilisans. That was a dragon that I was not trying to take on with my Paladin for sure. Alright, the Black Shield. An iron shield blackened by the fire that raged through the inn is affixed to the crumbling chimney. One of the few remnants or remaining parts of the structure that once made up the Shady Rest Inn. The shield can be removed from the brick of the chimney. Bring the blackened shield to Captain Garen Vimes in Theramore. Right. Then we also have hoofprints out front, right around... Where are those hoofprints? Oh, this is his badge. Theramore Guard badge. A glint of light on the ground catches your eye from underneath the rubble. Brushing away debris and ash caked onto the object reveals the insignia of a gold anchor on white enamel. On the surface, the sign of Theramore. Underneath the anchor is embossed the name Lieutenant Pavel Wreath. Bring Wreath's badge to Captain Garen Vimes. And then the hoofprints are... right here, okay. Rows of hoofprints lead away from the still smoking skeleton of the Shady Rest Inn. There are at least a few visible impressions, with more rows of prints almost imperceivable in the soft mud of the marsh. Report about the suspicious prints at the Shady Rest Inn to Captain Garen Vimes in Theramore. Alright, so we came here, we gathered some clues. Let's go get that Seaphorium booster real quick. We'll see if Nat's up. If I can even take the quest from Nat now. I don't know if I need to be 40 or if I can do it now. Something tells me I need to be 40, but again, we were able to take triage. I do have Clamlet Surprise. I should be able to take it. Let's stick to the road until we get to about where Oozeworm is, and then we'll cut in. The lower end of Dustwallow is where things get a little dicey. It's crazy that none of this is explored for me right now. I'll probably try and do majority of the exploring here in Dustwallow once I get my mount. It'll be a little safer. See, we've explored like 2 or 3 places, Lieutenant, or no. We've explored Lost Point, we've explored some areas up here, we just explored the inn, the Shady Rest Inn. None of that counts on the map for like actual map exploration. There we go, the Quagmire, that's a large chunk. Explored right there. Let's not be too cheeky. Let's actually like take on the mobs that we pull. Let's not make a large chain and then get myself killed out here in the swamps. Ripscale, we never found him on my rogue. The Rot, I think we found the Rot on my rogue, but I'm not sure. Trying to avoid the mobs here that we can, just to save time, but everything is right around our level range, so we do have a pretty high aggro radius around these mobs. I do need to add all of these rares to my target list. Ripscale and the Rot. Damn, that's a big spider. Alright, real quick, let's see which ones that I can get rid of here. Gurgle, no, we want to keep Logrash. Gluggle. Kellen can go, Singer can go, Heartraiser can go, Harb, Gibblesnick. These three need to stay. We'll go Ripscale, the Rot. Dart's already on here, but we'll add him again so we can then take this one away. Target Logrash, keep him up high so we know how important it is. These are our two most important mobs to target. Drogoth, Dark Mist Widow, Dart, Oozeworm, Hayok. I think we saw Hayok. Then we have the Dark Mist Widow. And who else? Drogoth the Roamer. I think that's everyone here. Minus Brimgore. I guess we'll add Brimgore just to see if he's around us. But now I can spam target, and if the rares are around us, even if our add-on doesn't catch them, I'll know that, because usually if I have them on my target macro, I pick them up before my add-on picks them up. And there's a lot of times where if I go in the wrong direction, like my add-on wouldn't pick them up, but the target macro will. So it's kind of nice to have them in the target macro. This is tricky. Alright, we're coming into the territory where the oozes are, Khadgar's Whiskers. I pulled both oozes. How about that? I didn't mean to press that. I meant to try and exercise them, but I can't. Physical damage is reduced by 10. That's even more annoying with the fast weapon that I'm using. These guys kind of hurt. I think we just go slow here. I need to try and take on one of these things. Oh, it's a stacking debuff too. Oof. Really need to get one of them down. Just getting proc after proc on my pushback there. Getting a lot of value out of redoubt and block there, though. That's good. Them reducing my damage is like really nasty. Oh, he resisted my stun. How about that? Alright, this is about to fall off, and he put a new one on me. Reduced by 30 for a minute. Oh my god. I'm hitting like a fucking wet napkin at this point. 20, 20, 16, 16 glancing, 16 glancing. 19. Bro, I hit for nothing. At least they don't hit very hard, but I really do not want to be fighting these corruptive or corrosive swamp oozes. 4? Stacking it up even more? Come on, bro. Alright, that was miserable. I don't ever want to do that again. Stacked it up to 5. They can make it to where I'm, like, dealing negative damage. That's crazy. Bezel's Wreck. This is where we want to be. I really cannot afford to pull another one of these oozes. Let's give it a wide berth. Oh, the place is covered in these oozes. Joke's on me. Alright, there's his wreck. Let's go ahead and get that Seaphorium charger, blaster, whatever it is, and get the hell out of here. Looks like it's in here. Okay, there it is. The Seaphorium booster. It's on a Zeppelin, which I always thought was like a cool little detail. No survivors, though. Alright, we're going to Hearth. We're going to fly back to Theramore, and we'll turn all these in, and then we'll get ready to wrap it up there, I think. Oh, big stretch. Talk to Crinkle real quick, sell all this stuff.
Welcome to...
Yeah, we know. Already have you. Alright, we're back up to 2.5 gold. Just from junk.
Where would you like to fly to?
Theramore. I need... How much gold do we need for training at least at level 40? So 2... let's do bare minimum. 2, 4... 6, and if we want to get extra, it'll be... I'm not going rank 2 on any of our auras, like as of resistance, so we're going to ignore those. Seal of Light definitely need, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 gold, plus 10 silver for Consecrate, but I'm not even... That's pennies, honestly. So about 10 gold is what we'll need for everything. I want Seal of Light rank 2. We definitely want to get plate mail. That way if I find any pieces of plate, I can equip them. That's going to boost our armor by a ton, which is going to reduce the damage that we take. Hammer of Justice, you gotta have this one. Just a longer stun. Goes from 4 seconds to 5 seconds. That's great, especially because we are going to be getting points in improved Hammer of Justice pretty soon, reducing the cooldown by 15 seconds. So instead of a minute, it's 45 seconds, and it stuns for 5 seconds. So really, it's like a 40-second cooldown. It's really good. Pretty much every pull, if not every other pull, I'll have Hammer of Justice ready. I should be using it very frequently. Devotion Aura, I haven't been using it much, but the extra armor is nice, and I want to have it just in case. There might be some situations where I want to have this. I like to just have it. 500 extra armor, that's damage negation right there. Blessing of Light, this is a really nice blessing that I'll probably put on, like... I guess I'll put it right here, although I am going to get Blessing of Kings at some point too. And I was kind of hoping to put Blessing of Kings right here, so maybe I'll put Blessing of Light right here on Shift 6. That way I have Purify on Shift 4, Blessing of Light on Shift 6. And this is basically just another Blessing of Wisdom, Blessing of Might, but I heal more. I get more healing out of my Holy Light spells and Flash of Light spells. So one thing that I could do, it's only 85 mana, it's not a lot. One thing I could do is, build up a bunch of mana with my Blessing of Wisdom and Seal of Wisdom, and then if I'm getting low, I can switch over, throw a Blessing of Light on myself, and then Holy Light myself, get a large heal, and then switch back to Blessing of Wisdom, Seal of Wisdom, right? And that's basically, you know, everything that we want there. Seal of Light is just more healing. 53 on the hit, and then 34 on the swing. Right now it's 39 on the hit, 25 on the swing, right? So just more healing. All right, let's talk to Lieutenant. Do you have a report to make? Spy's report. Can I read this? Oh yeah, it's the Orcish one.
I can't read Orcish very well, but this looks like a report. Written by an Orc spy. Captain Vimes should see the Orc report you found, adventurer. He knows the Orcish language better than most, and he should know that there are Horde spies near Theramore. The captain is in the barracks on the northeastern side of Theramore Isle.
Another thing to bring to Vimes. He's got 4 quests that we need to take to him. Let's talk to Vimes first, because Stern is in the inn, and we can go to the inn afterwards. I do need to get these soothing spices, though, real quick. Got a full stack of turtle meat, some raptor flesh. I don't think raptor flesh is going to give me any points.
Good day to you.
I can learn Dragon Breath Chili, though. That's cool. Occasionally belch flames at enemies struck in melee for the next 10 minutes. We were never able to make any of these on my rogue, but this would be pretty cool on a paladin, especially with like pulling multiple mobs. It's basically a occasional like AoE frontal cone. I don't know what the proc chance on it is. I don't know how much occasionally is. I guess we could make some and kind of like figure it out. But it's probably better to just have stamina food, honestly. But it does seem cool. It is something that I could cook if I get some mystery meat and small flame sacks to give us more cooking points, you know, so. Good stuff. Good to see you again, brother. Doctor. Vimes. Sir. Alright, let's turn in Captain Vimes first.
The Guards of Theramore are the finest group of Alliance soldiers based in Kalimdor. It is our duty to uphold the laws of the Alliance even so far away from our homes.
You have something for me?
A report from an Orc spy. How did you find this? No matter. Let's see what it says.
Vimes places the scroll on the table and reads, "By the light, this cursed spy was a good one. I'm glad he's dead. Thank you for this report, Bale. It's now clear that we must tighten our patrols near Theramore."
Well met.
Let's go with, what have you heard about the Shady Rest Inn?
We don't know much about the burning of the Shady Rest Inn, except that James Hyle's wife and child were unable to escape. We managed to drag James out, but he hasn't been the same since. We have many leads, but not much evidence.
I'm pretty sure we've asked him about this already.
It is our hope that through the efforts of the Guard and the vigilant help of the people of Theramore, we will unravel this terrible crime. If you would like to lend assistance to the investigation, what remains of the inn can be found at the border to the Barrens.
We have asked him about that, that's right. So let's do the Black Shield.
Be careful.
Have you found evidence from the site of the Shady Rest Inn?
I'm no expert with the construction of arms and armor. Their use, yes, but not their making. This shield seems as ordinary as any, excepting the damage from the fire that engulfed the inn. I'm sorry I can't be of much help, adventurer, but I can refer you to someone who would be. Kaz Two-Sprocket, one of
we know
our best
Kaz.
blacksmiths, works the forge at the smithy. Take the shield to him and see what he can tell you.
Right. Suspicious hoofprints?
Hoofprints, eh? It is true that there is an extraordinary amount of centaur activity in the lands near the Dust Wallow Marsh. In brief excursions into the Barrens, we found their camps and holdings dotting the area. I'll send out Falgran Hastel, one of our trackers, to see if he can find where the tracks lead.
Sounds good, sir. Test around. I need someone. Falgran Hastel, preferably, to take care of Bale's lead on the prince near the Shady Rest Inn. Right away, sir. And there's Falgran Hastel. Falgran Hastel reporting, sir. I will find where the hoofprints lead and report back to you. Lieutenant Pavel Reed. Have you found anything else of interest?
It's never good news when a guard's badge is brought to me. Sometimes it's a man or woman who's fallen in battle, and I'm left to bring the news to the grieving family. Other times, we never find out what happened to them, and other times it's even worse than that.
Betrayal.
I don't recognize the name of Lieutenant Pavel Reith. Your best bet would be to check with Adjutant Tesorin. He keeps track of all the records for the Theramore Guard, from personnel to their equipment. He should be able to tell you who this Reith is with a quick check of his books.
Right. We'll come back to Tesserin and Kaz 2 Sprocket next time we play. I'm just going to go talk to Morgan Stern, and then we'll get ready to wrap it up. Let's check if Peter has anything. They look cool. I wish I would have got those earlier, but Callous Axe. No, I don't have the money for it. Leather. Yeah. We are back up to gold 87. We spent some money getting over here, I think. And the soothing spices, but really, was it that much? Jeez. We'll at least get 40 silver from Morgan, but we're down bad right now.
How are you?
Let's do Stinky's Escape.
Mr. Ignatz was just here with the bogbean leaves.
This is
and
good.
He told me you helped him out of some real trouble. Thank you, adventurer. I will ask my uncle to treat you to a feast the next time you visit the Blue Recluse in Stormwind.
Cool. Did you get those forked tongues?
These will do fine. Thank you, adventurer. Now I'll try different cooking techniques on these tongues to find the best way to bring out their flavor. Eventually, I'll have a dish worthy of serving at the Blue Recluse in Stormwind. Another component of my new recipe is the shelled leg of a giant crab, and the crabs they have in Dustwallow, muck shells they call them, just won't do. I'm afraid the only suitable crabs live far away, in the swamp of sorrows. The shell of the crab leg is a key element of the dish's presentation, so I need pristine, unscarred legs. An adult crab might only have 1 or 2 such legs, and I need a lot in order to research my dish. So, adventurer, are you willing to travel?
It's quite an ask. The Swamp of Sorrow is literally on the other side of the world. But I think these crabs will give me the zesty clam meat that I'm after. So 2 birds, kind of 1 stone situation. But all right, let's jump in bed. And we are going to call this one here for now. I might be able to get one more much later tonight. But like I said, I do have a date, so probably not. Either way, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love, and God bless, gamers.